Hey guys, Elissa Stone, back in the hot seat like always. I think it's hilarious. I always call it the hot seat because that's how it feels. It's so hard sometimes to share about your life and what you're doing and where you're going and your journey and all aspects from business to kids to anything. It's a little vulnerable feeling sometimes, but I think that's good. I think there's strength in being vulnerable at times too. So I'm going to make this super super quick because I have a crazy busy day, which I love being that way. But right now it's like wow. I think I was doing cardio at 10 o'clock last night after I got the kids down. So I'll go through a couple of updates. The first one on my Brayden project. This was the project up in spring. This is the one that we had about 55 investors tour. So there were a couple lessons learned on this one, and I wanted to share it because investing isn't all easy and it doesn't always go smoothly and according to plan. So again, I'll make this very, very quick because I have another appointment in just a little bit. On the Brayden project, my initial analysis was that it would turn at $832,000. And whenever I was getting ready to list, of course, it's been a little bit of a crazy market. And I had a more experienced investor recommend that I list at $899. Now, I looked at him. He's more experienced than me, more successful than me. He actually lives in the neighborhood. And when he told me that, I didn't really agree. I was feeling my intuition and I was looking at my numbers and I was like, I don't know if this is the right call. But at the same time, it's like, do you really want to leave any money on the table? No, not necessarily. I've actually done deals in the past where I had an investor told me not to do the deal and told me that I could not pull over 500,000 on the back end. And my intuition felt like he was wrong. And I took a major risk and did it anyways. And it ended up working out for me because I closed at $607,000. So $107,000 more than what he told me I would never get. Now, on this particular situation, this was the opportunity to potentially make more money. So I did go ahead and listen to this more experienced, more successful investor listed at $899. Had a lot of showings, but I didn't understand why it wasn't turning. So when that's happening, feedback is very, very important. So I started calling some of the other realtors, getting feedback. Wonderful, wonderful news and feedback on the actual rehab itself, on the interior of the home. The feedback that I started receiving is that the yard, the acreage property, was holding water. And this was going through about those 2 months of like torrential downpours every single day. And I was like, well, I've never seen standing water in the yard. And so I started troubleshooting. It rained every single day for near 2 months. And that was the feedback I was getting. So I'd put on my rain boots. I would go walk the property and finally saw some of the things that the other realtors were mentioning. Well, in troubleshooting, I discovered this particular home. I knew it had a sump pump. However, at some point in time during the construction process and or maybe when landscaping was out there, the sump pump was turned off. So you have it raining every single day and the actual acreage property is holding water. And of course, that freaks people out in Houston with all the flooding. So bam, got that fixed. Did a rewire, had a switch installed near the 2 new AC units. And I said, okay, I've fixed that problem. Let's go ahead and bring the price down and get it a little bit closer to my analysis number. Well, then I start dealing with the challenge of, well, why has the home been on the market so long in such a hot market? It's beautiful on the inside. Is something wrong with it? So I had to overcome all of those challenges. And then where that left me is I have multiple high-end projects going on. This includes one in Memorial where the ARV, after repair value, is going to be well over $900,000. Then I have my multifamily acquisition where we're under construction and rehab going on. And then we will be refinancing and starting the new build. So a lot of balls that I'm juggling. And I'm all about getting in, doing a great job and selling, the high-end rehabs to a great family. And so what I did, I said, you know what? I'm just going to dip it down, maybe take a little bit of a loss. When I say loss, meaning my initial analysis was $832. Let's bring the price right under $800, which is extremely competitive for this home in that area. I would still make a profit because I bought right, not the profit that I had anticipated. But as long as I don't lose money, I'm pretty happy, right? I've never lost any money on any deal that I've done to date. Not to say that I won't, but I have not to date. So had more than one offer come in, 3 actual offers. One of them was a cash offer, negotiated, went back and forth. And so we are absolutely under contract. We are out of option period, and the close date on that one is supposed to be October 8th. So I'm excited about that. Fingers crossed that we make it through to the closing table. And as everybody knows, it's never a done deal unless it's closed and funded. So I will be looking forward to that. The next update, my memorial project, I'm super excited about this. I've done a couple of videos talking about the process with Noble Mortgage. The last one came out yesterday. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be a week later. And we weren't supposed to be done with this one with my construction company until I would say mid-October. Well, the project manager, amazing individual, he committed to me to have it done by my birthday. So my birthday was September 14th. I turned 41. Yay! Had a great birthday celebration. Really hard to celebrate your birthday when you're in prep for a fitness competition. I know my coach is probably going to watch this. I tried to be really good. I had a couple of indiscretions, like very, very small. Okay. But I've been working really hard. Just a couple, like very tiny, but there's really no room for that whenever your fitness competition is very, very close. At this point today, when I'm recording, it's 15 days away, which is why last night, after a full day of work, picking up the kids at after school care, changing them in the bathroom, getting them to soccer practice. So we did an hour and a half of soccer practice. Then we went and had dinner. Then we went home and, actually did homework, showers, in bed. And I'm looking and it's 10 o'clock at night. I still hadn't made it to the gym. My fitness competition is 15 days away. And so I laid down for probably about 10 minutes. And I told myself, I was like, okay, Elissa, you have a choice. Are you going to take a shower and get in bed and go to sleep? Or are you going to do whatever it takes? And you committed to this and you need to see it through. So guess what I did? I got up and I went in the garage and I did 50 minutes of cardio on the elliptical machine. Then I came in. Unfortunately, I didn't have weights, but you do whatever it takes and what you can. I can't leave the kiddos, obviously. And so I did some push-ups. I did some sit-ups. I did some leg lifts, things that I can do at home. And I made it happen. But again, 15 days away. So I'm excited about that. I told you no matter what happens, I will not be backing out. I made a commitment. I will be up on that stage. Win, lose, enjoy it, have fun. I have the courage to get up there. And, prepping while being a mom of twins and running your own business and kids activities, getting it all done, multiple projects. It's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it. But I will tell you, I'm looking forward to a little bit of downtime, maybe a vacation in the near future, maybe in October. I got to finish getting my passport taken care of. But that would be really nice to just lay out by the beach and enjoy, have a couple of adult cocktails, eat a bunch of great food. But we'll see. So October 2nd, fitness competition coming up. It's here in Houston, downtown Houston, and I will more than likely compete in multiple categories for this actual event. Okay, moving on to the multifamily update. So we are now finally done with exterior renovations. So this was all new paint, shutters, new doors, hardware, completely transformed the actual property. There is a night and day difference with the way that it looks. I'm very, very pleased. We have landscaping going in if it hasn't already. More than likely, I'll be driving the property this weekend. We are working on renewals. I think the date that I signed with my property management company was July 27th. And so we're a little bit past the timeline that would be very pleasing to me as far as renewals or vacant units, getting them leased up. But we're working very diligently together, from a partnership perspective to work together, creative ideas, things of that nature. So we do have, this is actually my construction company calling. I should have answered it live. I'll call him back. We do have 2 renewals in place. So everybody in this complex, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to purchase it, was on a month-to-month lease. So there's obviously opportunity for rent bumps, especially after sprucing up the property, as well as doing utility bill back. So 2 of the units we have now put on an actual 1-year lease, and we did bump the rents a little bit that are appropriate to the work and the quality that we're bringing. And then we're working on some other renewals as well. There will probably be a little bit of turnover, and that's okay. It has to be a good fit for the residents, and it also has to match some of the rehab and the quality that I'm bringing to the property. And then we do have 3 vacant units right now, which I'm very confident will be leased up in the very near future. So the second all of that is done and everything is fully stabilized, meaning like the renewals are in place, leases are in place, 0 vacant units, at the very most, maybe 1 vacant unit, that's when we'll go into the refi portion of this actual deal. And from there, we'll rope in the funds to start the new builds. And we're going to build 8 additional units. Hopefully, we could add a couple of more. There's an actual single family home on the corner of this property of the multifamily that I would love to purchase. So I'm still working on getting in contact with the owner and putting a cash offer on the table. I believe he's in Germany. I haven't been able to reach him direct yet, but you never know what the future holds. So it's absolutely worth seeing that through, because if we could purchase that little piece of land and add even more units, that would be amazing. So great update on that. So I will be taking off very soon to check out the Memorial Project. This is one that finished a month early, and it was staged yesterday. Landscaping was done as well, and pictures are going to be done today. This is the one where we built out more attic space and added a bathroom. It's more of a contemporary-ish spin, and I've never done that from a design perspective, so I'm super excited about it. There's a 2-story skylight in the kitchen over the island with Viking appliances, and of course, as like with a lot of my rehabs, I would love to move me and my kids in. This one is no different. I love it. I put in a window wall, so the entire wall is windows and opens up out to the pool. So you're walking in the actual living room and you have this entire window that opens up and the pool's right there. Entertainer's dream. So I'm going to go see it right now with staging. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. And then the professional pictures are being taken this evening. I just confirmed that. And we should be live. I think I'm probably going to wait until mid next week to get it on the MLS, but that will be live. And of course, I'll share it on my Facebook so people can see some of the before pictures as well as after pictures, because it really is a complete transformation. So fingers crossed this one does well. Definitely a risk being in Memorial and such a high-end project. But as we all know, I'm a risk taker and I enjoy it and I'm passionate about what I do. And this one, when I walked the property initially, it just spoke to me. So we'll see. We'll never know what the future holds. We'll see if my analysis and my numbers are accurate, and I follow that intuition. So that's the last update on kind of my portfolio and what's going on. The other thing that I wanted to share that I'm really excited about, part of the reason why I'm doing the fitness competition is in November, there is an Ultimate Entrepreneur Camp, and I'm part of it. There's 10 people being headlined. I'm one of them. I'm actually the only female. I love that though. And what this is, it's a mindset intensive camp, and it's an adult camp. So you stay the night there. And then it's also a camp for entrepreneurs. It is specific to an organization that I'm part of that you do have to be part of. But you go there and, we're going to be speaking. There's going to be activities. There's going to be training. There's going to be obstacle courses. And so you walk away not only a better entrepreneur and that increased mindset and confidence, but you put yourself through physical fitness and activities on things that you didn't think were possible. I've done this before. It was a couple of years ago, and I remember walking away and I was on cloud 9. I couldn't believe that I ran, I believe it was almost 17 miles in this timed obstacle course. So you had to run, you're going through water, you're doing push-ups, you're doing squats. And I just remember, keep going, Elissa, keep going. It was timed and you could achieve different levels. And of course, I didn't just want the first level. I wanted like the platinum level, the number 1. And I was not going to stop until I got there. And so I just remember I almost like disengaged in my head. And I just said, keep moving forward, keep going through all the obstacles, keep doing the push-ups, keep doing the running, keep going up and down, the hills. And before I knew it, the timer was about to go off, and the last thing you're running, it's actual tires, and you're having to get your feet through them. And if I didn't make it past the finish line, by the time the timer went off, I would not have achieved the number 1 platinum status. And man, it was close. But I crossed the finish line right in time and I hit my goal of achieving that platinum status. And the confidence that you walk away with, both from an entrepreneur's perspective as well as like the physical side, it transcends to all areas of life. And I didn't realize that I could push myself to that degree. And I was high on life. It was amazing. So I'm super excited about that coming up in November. And, that was part of the reason for the fitness competition, to make sure that I'm training appropriately, getting in shape, getting my body in shape. And of course, I like competitions. I always have. I've always had that competitive spirit, probably always will. That's never going to change. My mom said from the time that she popped me out, like I had that competitive spirit and it's just who I am. And so I embrace it. I thrive on accomplishment. I thrive on setting goals and accomplishing them. I mean, it's amazing. And I'm proud of myself. And then when I accomplish one, it's like, I want to find the next one. So I'll have to update you on how that camp goes. There were some injuries last time, not for me specifically, but for some other people, and they didn't care because, everything that we walked away with. And then we get so many fascinating tidbits of other people's businesses and their successes. And it's like you can cherry pick and take all these things that other people do that they're so successful and have been successful, and you can implement it in your everyday life or your business. And it's a mastermind. It's a mastermind. It's an adult camp, and it happens for 3 full days. And of course, you get to drink some wine and have some good food. So it's a combination of everything. So stoked about that. I will be in touch with you guys probably within a week or two. And then I'll update everybody on my fitness competition that is taking place on October 2nd, win or lose. It's happening. I'm competing. And, that's part of my story. That's part of my journey. I'm willing to be that person that puts my dreams and my hopes and my desires out on the table. And maybe sometimes I fall on my face, and I'm going to share that as much as it hurts and I hate, but then share some of the successes too, because that is life. And guess what? We're all in this together. We all want to accomplish things. It's life. And so why not share? See you guys next week.